You know, I have to do this every 2 years and I still get the jitters.
Trust your own judgment, Ray. Be honest with them.
This is a psych review, Benny, not a confessional. Now, if you tell them what's really on your mind, you're going to spend the rest of your career filling out traffic reports. Now, if I say mother to you, what's the first thing that pops into your mind?
Father.
Brother.
Sister.
Okay, that's good because it's the easy ones they can trip you up on. Mother, father, brother, sister. Mother, father, brother, sister. Mother,
Ray, these
father,
people
brother,
are professionals. Won't they know if you've rehearsed your answers?
Ah, they may suspect, but they won't be able to prove it. Now, I go in there unprepared, and they say brother, and I say naked. I'm going to be explaining myself away for the next 2 weeks.
You'd say naked?
Oh, I'm talking hypothetically.
Well, I'm sorry, Ray. It just sounded as though you were drawing upon personal experience.
Well, you know, me and my brother, we used to take baths together when we were younger, but what's wrong with that?
Well, nothing. Just seemed like an odd response.
You see, even you're reading stuff into this. You say something innocent like that, and the next thing you know, they're trying to convince you to have dreams of seeing your mother naked.
You had dreams of your mother naked?
I said brother.
You said mother.
I know what I said. I said brother. It's my dream. I should know who's in it.
Well, how long have you been having this dream?
There is no dream. I made it up.
Well, I'm sure it doesn't mean anything, Ray.
All staff on 5th floor unit. Emergency.
How did he get out of the ward?
I don't know.
Jumper.
What's his name?
He's a John Doe.
Come on, get inside. Hi. How are we doing today?
I can't find him!
Who's that?
Oh, man, I gotta stop him. He's really gonna hurt himself.
Well, there's no one else out here.
Yes, there is! I saw him! He was out here! I saw him out here!
Well, maybe I can help.
Don't go near him, Benny. He'll take you down with him.
Oh, how? How are you gonna help?
Well, I'm a Mountie.
A Mountie? Yeah, you don't look like a Mountie.
Well, you know, the red uniform, it's really mostly for special occasions. Although they seem to insist that I wear mine more than...
You always get your man, then.
You know, that's a popular misconception. It really isn't our motto. It was invented by a writer of an early black and white movie. Our actual motto is maintain the right, which admittedly
Benny.
may not be as... yes. Yes, we do often get our man.
Okay. He told me to meet him at the house. He wasn't there. And it's not my fault that I was late, because I missed the bridge.
No, that can happen.
That's right. So you know where he is?
Why don't you just tell him what he wants to hear?
No, I don't.
Well, then I am too late. He's down there. He's down there, isn't he?
No, he's inside. I saw him inside.
You saw Ty?
Yes.
Where the hell's the doctor? They never around?
Get you back to your ward, okay, bud? Where is he? Where is Ty? Hey, he's not here. Hey, where is Ty?
I'm sorry.
Hey, you lied to me. But he's not here! You lied to me! Why did you lie to me? Look, you gotta stop him for me! You gotta find him for me, please!
What are you gonna do, huh?
Find Ty.
Oh, come on, Frazier. He said he was looking for Ty. For all we know, he could be looking for an article of clothing.
Well, we start with what we know, Ray. We know from Elaine that John Doe was taken to the hospital after having been turned in by a bus driver.
Yeah, 5 years ago.
It's been almost that long since I was behind the wheel. You remember him? Hard to forget, poor guy. Rode my bus for weeks. Kept wanting me to take him to some house.
Did you always drive the same route?
Route number 9. Never understood what he meant, though. Seemed harmless enough. He in some kind of trouble?
No.
Yes. What did he do?
Just ride it, one into the other, looking out the window. I never made him pay. It didn't seem quite right, seeing as I was never actually taking him anywhere. Anyway, my shift ends, and he wouldn't get off. I kept saying I had to take him there now. I reached over to take his arm, and he took a swing at me. He wouldn't get off no matter what. What can I do? I called the cops.
Well, we don't have a record of any charges filed.
Nah, I didn't have the heart to lock him up. Cops said they'd take him to the psych ward for 72 hours, check him out. I figured a couple, 3 days with some doctors probably do him some good.
Well, he's been in there ever since. No ID, no name, no home, and possibly violent. He's one of the few that didn't dump back on the streets.
Jeez.
Do you remember where he wanted to go?
No, I don't know. Mark's house, Marty's house. It's been 5 years.
Well, we appreciate your time.
Listen, fellas, if I knew they were locking him up, I never would have made that call, you know? I mean, I might have just... Mike's house. I said you wanted to go to Mike's house. I can't believe I remembered that. Human mind. Pretty wild thing, huh?
Yes, it is.
Why are you doing this to me, Frazier?
Well, I told him I'd help.
You tell that to everybody.
So what are we gonna do, sit on this bus until Ty gets on?
You know, I looked into that man's eyes when I was on that ledge, Ray. I saw a man who was lost. You can lose your job, you can lose your home, and it can be devastating. But if you lose yourself, you have nothing.
Frazier, the guy was looking for Mike's house on a bus that travels a 12-mile circuit. Do you have any idea how many Mikes live on this bus route? No, and neither do I, neither does anybody.
We're on the wrong bus.
This is the number 9.
Well, he couldn't find the house again because he was on the wrong bus. He needed to make a transfer.
Oh, is that what it says there? Transfer here to Mike's house?
No. He told us. He said he was late because he missed the bridge.
Okay, let's say he transferred here. 7 bus routes pass over this bridge. How are we gonna know which bus he took?
Excuse me, can you take us to Mike's house, please?
Don't you think you're being a wee bit desperate?
Well, since he asked the bus driver to take him to Mike's house, he must have had reason to think that the bus driver knew where Mike's house was.
Frazier, there's a guy in my corner who asks me every morning if I've seen God. Do you think he really expects me to point him out?
Well, you know, if you did, Ray, perhaps he'd stop asking. Excuse me, can you take us to Mike's house, please? He didn't seem to know where it was. Ah, here comes another one. Well, it did take 7 tries, Ray.
I'm telling you, the guy's taking us for a ride. He has no idea where Mike's house is. He's probably going to drop us off in the middle of nowhere and laugh himself sick all the way back downtown.
I wonder what Ty was doing that Mr. Doe felt he needed to stop.
Frazier, the guy's insane. He could be talking about Ty Cobb or Ty Babylonia. Maybe he wants her to stop figure skating, which, by the way, I prefer all men to stop doing immediately.
This is your stop. Around the corner, first house on the right. You can't miss it.
Thank you kindly.
Yep, I can hear him laughing already. What did I tell you? Stop! Stop! Police! Stop! Police! Stop!
Watch this guy for something.
What's the problem?
There's nothing there, Chuckles.
They must have moved. Explains why nobody's asked to go there in years.
Do you know where Mike is?
I think he was killed in the 14th century.
Oh, great. So at least we got a murder investigation on our hands.
Sit down, sit down. I'll take you to the church.
St. Michael's halfway house for troubled juveniles. I thought that a little stuffy. Apparently so did the rest of the kids. Now they just call it Mike's house. The first one burnt down about 4 years ago. We couldn't afford to rebuild. So we just rented a place and opened up again. Too many of our young people are turning to crime. We tried to subtly put a little bit of spirituality back into them. If they don't see it coming, they may not know it happened. I just wish it had happened for Ty.
Was he a bad kid?
No, just took to drugs. Showed great promise. Natural athlete. Took after his brother Walter. Now, Walter made All City. Now, there was a nice boy.
Man? Ray?
You know him?
Yes. Do you know where we could find Ty?
He died about 5 years ago.
I'm sorry. Well, thank you, Father. You've been a great help.
You're welcome.
Oh, so how did he die?
Suicide. Climbed out on the ledge of his apartment. Jumped. Walter took it very hard. Blamed himself.
He was late.
Yes. Got home from work a few minutes after it happened. Poor lad, I haven't seen him in years. Hope he's doing well. If you see him, tell him to drop by.
I will. Thank you, Father.
God bless.
So what are you going to tell him? Well, I don't know if he'll hear it, but I owe him the truth. And his brother died 5 years ago, and there never was anyone on that ledge. This concrete is white.
Oh, it's the color we like to use for sidewalks in America.
You know, the Inuit have 60 words to describe snow, Ray. 1/3 of them concern the color.
Eskimos don't have a lot to do in the winter, huh?
If you compare this patch with the rest, I think you'll discover this area has been bleached. And recently. Someone was on that ledge, Ray. And they ended up here.
Look, just let it go, okay? Frazier, his brother killed himself and then he went nuts. Now, I feel for the guy, but overly clean cement is not enough evidence
I think he saw someone on that ledge, Ray. The similarity between the incidents made him believe that it was his brother.
This guy is crazy.
Delusional people don't simply make things up.
Yes, they do. That's the unique quality that makes them delusional.
No, what I mean is that their delusions are usually grounded in something drawn from the real world. They may be distorted, they may be exaggerated, they may be juggled, they may be romanticized.
All right. If somebody jumped, where's the body?
Well, I'm sure it'll show up.
Becky, they just fished a body out of the Chicago River near Michigan. Lieutenant says he'll meet you down there.
On the way. Look, that doesn't prove anything, okay? Bodies turn up every day in this city.
No, I'm sure that's the case.
Oh, all right. What's your theory? The guy jumped from the 5th floor of the hospital, caught a thermal updraft, and flew to 16 blocks to the river?
Well, that's just silly, Ray.
It's a joke.
Morning, Detective.
Morning, Lieutenant.
You know, I was trying to figure out why I missed you so much yesterday afternoon. Then I realized you weren't there. Now, perhaps you could explain, Detective, how an entire working day could go by without you doing any actual police work.
Missing person, sir.
Who?
Ty.
Ty.
Yes, sir.
Babylonia?
No, sir.
It's too bad. We don't see enough of her anymore.
No, we don't, sir.
You are aware we have a naked corpse over there?
Yes, I am, sir. Oh, I'll go check that out, sir.
Good thinking.
Got a cause of death?
You want to know before tomorrow? Talk to a gypsy.
All right, look, just do me a favor. You see the Mountie over there? Tell him the guy drowned.
Forget it.
Come on, there's no law against lying to Canadians. I'd owe you one.
Like you'd ever have something I'd want.
It would appear he was dead before he hit the water.
You haven't even looked at the body yet.
Morning, Dr. Pearson. Am I right?
The ice maiden ain't talking.
You're right.
Now, look, I'm saying that he jumped off the bridge and died in impact.
Although I doubt he would have taken off his clothes before jumping. Multiple fractures, 20, 21, possibly 23 broken bones.
You hit water from high enough, it's like landing on pavement.
By high enough, you mean...
A lot higher than that bridge.
And if he did land on concrete?
Maybe 50 feet?
5 stories. It's the exact height of that ledge. Thank you. Diefenbaker. Diefenbaker, come. I'm terribly sorry about this, but you see, in the village where he grew up, there were very few people with blonde hair. And as a result, ever since we've come to Chicago, he's been, how shall I put this, transfixed. Anyway, that's not the problem. The problem is that he has a tendency to take advantage of situations. You cannot expect her to give you a lift home just because the others did. Dr. Pearson is a very busy person.
Oh, no, I'd be glad to.
Although it's very kind of you, but you see, that would play right into his tendency to manipulate.
It's no problem.
Well, thank you, Dr. Pearson.
Esther.
Esther Pearson? You wouldn't in any way be related to...
No.
No, of course you wouldn't. Thank you kindly. Ray, whoever dumped that body didn't want us to know who he was or where he came from.
Oh, Fraser, I'm begging you, please.
There's something going on inside that hospital, Ray.
You're crazy.
That's a good idea.
So you're a Mountie, are you?
Constable, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, yes.
Here in Chicago.
Well, you see, I used to live in the Yukon, but I uncovered a plot that involved drowning caribou, and then some men who were dressed in white came after me with homicidal intentions. It's a rather long story. It takes exactly 2 hours to tell, but the upshot of it is that I was sent here. I think I embarrassed some people in the government.
Do you have anyone who can vouch for you here?
Well, yes, there's my wolf. Although I'm not sure he would vouch for me. If you know anything about lupine behavior, you know how moody they are, and on top of that, he's deaf.
Name?
I'd rather not say.
I couldn't stop him. I should have been there.
John, you couldn't stop something from happening that didn't happen.
No. He was there. You know, I saw him out there.
John, do you remember when you first came here? Do you remember what you said?
See, I think I gotta do something.
This is your file, John. Take a look at it. You see what it says there? It says you were looking for Ty. You wanted to stop him.
Yes, but you see, I saw him, it was yesterday. I saw him yesterday.
Look at the file, John. That was 5 years ago. He couldn't have been out there, not yesterday, not the day before.
Very clear.
You've been getting a lot better lately, John. A lot better, you know that? You don't want to go back to the way you were, I know that.
No, I really don't.
So, what did you say on the ledge?
Nothing.
You're doing just fine.
Is he in the test group?
I think. Yes. We won't have any problems with him. Our problem is with your drug. 5 suicides now. That's totally unacceptable in a sample of 50.
45 patients with marked improvement. I prefer to see the glasses half full.
You think this is a joke?
No. Well, what I think is that you are overreacting.
Overreacting? We have a body dumped in the river and how the hell did I let this happen?
How many manic depressives are in this country?
I don't want to hear this speech again.
You know as well as I do that nothing, not a drug out there can help them as much as this